Canadians and permanent residents who have been to any of the 10 countries that Minister Duclos listed, even those who are fully vaccinated, must be tested before entering Canada. Starting tonight, these tests cannot have been administered in any of the countries the minister named. This means that Canadians will need to stop and obtain valid results in a third country before entering Canada. Upon entering Canada, these travelers with a right of entry will be tested again and required to wait in a designated quarantine facility until the result of their day one test result is known. If the test result is negative, vaccinated travelers can then follow their quarantine plan and isolate until they receive results of day 8 test. Unvaccinated travelers must remain in the designated quarantine facility for their entire quarantine period.
Many of you have heard that a lot of African countries have had travel restrictions brought upon them because of this new variant of COVID-19, OMICRON. There's been a lot of controversy as to why, it's just African countries that are seeing the brunt of these restrictions when there are cases out there in the Western countries. And even some have said that, the first case was actually located in a Western country. What are your thoughts on this? Do you feel Africa is being singled out, being unfairly treated? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. In today's video though, it's going to be focused on all the travel restrictions that have been placed by Canada to Nigeria. So if you're traveling from Nigeria, what are the new rules for traveling given this new variant of COVID-19? All the information I'm receiving on here is actually from the official government site, the Canadian government site, and I'll link it all below for you in the description box. I think it's very important, given how things are changing rapidly, that everyone, you always refer to the official website before you travel to know what rules are. I think this is increasingly important now that media is just pushing out information left, right, and center, and some information being put out there is not, right, or it's not up to date. So even with this video, make sure you click on the link in the description box to see whether things have changed since I last created this video, which is the 1st of December, 2021. But before I get started, actually a quick introduction. My name is Sassy Funke. I'm a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator trying to help Nigerians globally travel better and smarter. If that's you, if you want to be part of an amazing community whereby we share information and we just, we give to help others around us and we engage in interesting dialogue, please make sure you join this community, subscribe, click the red bell button down below, and give this video a huge thumbs up. It lets me know you love content like this, and it also encourages me to keep delivering this content to you over and over again. So subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. So first things first, this press release was released by the Ottawa, Ontario government of Canada on the 30th, yesterday, of November 2021, right? It basically says here, based on data from ongoing surveillance efforts and the latest public health advice, the Government of Canada is expanding the list of countries with entry prohibitions, originally announced on November 26, 2021, to include Nigeria, Egypt, and Malawi. So as of yesterday, they added these 3 countries, Nigeria, which is, yes, we're part of the, we have prohibitions, right? It states specifically, effective tomorrow, that's today, the 1st of December, foreign nationals who have been in any of these countries within the previous 14 days will not be permitted entry into Canada, right? And it lists all those countries, and if you go down, Nigeria is right there, right? So that's key to note that if you are a foreign national, you're not Canadian, right, or you don't have any Canadian status, you cannot go to Canada if you've been on the shores of Nigeria or any of these other countries that were mentioned in your previous 14 days. It then goes on to state that for Canadian citizens, permanent residents, and people with status under the Indian Act, regardless of their vaccination status or having had a previous history of testing positive for COVID, who have been in any of these 10 countries in the previous 14 days will be subject to enhanced pre-entry and arrival test screening and quarantine measures, right? So it's saying that if obviously you have status in Canada, you're allowed to come back, but there are actually additional additional testings and things that you have to go through. So now I'm going to focus on, Canadians that actually have status. So, for example, if you're a dual citizen of Canada and Nigeria and you want to go back to Canada, you can. But, what are the new rules, especially for before you arrive in Canada? Clearly, it states here, travelers return to Canada. The government of Canada has implemented new measures for Canadians and Canadian permanent residents returning to Canada from the following countries due to the COVID-19 virus Omicron variant, right? Nigeria is there. It states if you've been in any of these countries in the last 14 days before returning to Canada, you must obtain a pre-departure negative COVID-19 molecular test result in a third country before continuing your journey to Canada, regardless of your vaccination status. So even if you've been fully vaccinated or whatnot, you need to do a pre-departure test in a third country. So let me break that down for you. It says, keep in mind that, okay, actually, before I say that, it's basically saying that you can't travel directly from Nigeria to Canada. There's no direct flights anyway, but it's saying that you have to go to a different country and connect. So let's say you're flying Lagos to London, from London to Ottawa or to Montreal, you have to test in London itself, right? You have to test in London. So what it's saying here is, it says, keep in mind that certain countries do not allow entry or transit to passengers arriving from these countries or from passengers who have previously tested positive for COVID-19. So it's saying that, let's say, for example, the UK changes its mind and decides that everyone from Nigeria cannot come into the UK anymore. That means that you cannot even transit, right, through the UK. So bear that in mind when you're scheduling your flight en route to Canada. Also says to keep in mind that COVID-19 testing for passengers in transit might not be available in all international airports or third countries. So it's saying here that, taking the example of flying from Lagos to London and to Ottawa, that, for example, let's say London Heathrow, where you're transiting through, the country or the city, the airport you're transiting through, if they don't have testing facilities there at the airport, you won't be able to do the test, right? So you need to make sure that you're transiting through a city or an airport that actually has testing at the airport, right? It then also says to keep in mind that if you test positive during transit, you may be quarantined or sent back to your point of departure. So it's basically making you aware that even though you're a Canadian citizen or whatnot, if your test that you do in that transit city is positive, comes out positive, they might send you back to Nigeria or make you quarantine. So key for you to bear these things before you decide that you want to come back to Canada. It says here, carefully consider your itinerary, transit options, and entry requirements for third countries. So really think about how you're getting to Canada and whether or not, based on your route, you'll be able to actually fulfill the requirements that Canada requires for you to enter the country. I think that's really important, right? With regard to the testing that you have to do at the airport and whatnot, I'll leave a link below directly so you guys can follow, which, if you get to Canada, what you need to do. To summarize, Nigerians that have actually been in Nigeria in the past 14 days are unable to travel to Canada. But I believe this means that, for example, if you're a Nigerian and you're actually based in the UK, for example, and you haven't been in Nigeria, you should be able to enter Canada if you meet the requirements, which is something you need to check. What I'm also going to do in the description box is to leave a link of how to find out whether you're eligible, you'll be likely to enter Canada or not. So you can answer a few questions on there and it'll let you know whether or not you'll be allowed into Canada or not, right? I really hope this video has been super useful. Honestly, like the way the world is going, at one point we thought we're done with this COVID thing. Now it seems we're not done with it, right? Yeah, I think I might do another video dedicated to, how Africa is being portrayed or how Africa is being, just, you know what I mean, right? In this time of this Omicron virus, right? I think I'll create a video about that, so look out for that. Thank you so much again for your love and support. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a huge thumbs up, and I will see you on my next video.